the CHL season for review of standings, scores, and stats, please go to chlsports.com. Madeira starts 1st and 10 from their 20.
And welcome to Tomahawk Stadium, where the Indian Hill Braves host the Madeira Mustangs. And we started a little bit late due to some technical difficulties. But we're back, and the Braves have already scored in the first quarter, 7-0. By Trey Lopez. So we're just gonna pick things up with the Braves on defense. And Ryan Ham with the carry, and a great tackle by number 9, Alex Lindbergh.
Ryan Ham on the reception.
Can you hear me talking through?
Alex Lindbergh on the tackle for the Braves. First down from the 33-yard line. Backwards pass. Ball's incomplete. Richmond sacked in the backfield by a tribal Braves. Flag down. Matt Breedis and Jalen Thornton in on the sack.
We can't do anything.
Holding is called.
The monitor's not on. We can't hear them. We can't hear ourselves. You should be able to hear them. You did earlier. This one's volume is all the way down. Yeah. Well, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Penalty is declined by the Braves. Third down.
And a great
Winston sacked in the backfield again. Baylor, the entire Braves defensive line in on the sack. Fourth down.
And the Madeira will bring out the punting squad right now, and number 1 Lee Migas is in the backfield to punt for the Braves, and Lopez back to receive.
Migas is punt taken by Trey Lopez. Nolan Heron on the tackle.
Yeah, if you're joining us, we got started a little bit late, technical difficulties, but first drive, Indian Hill got the football, had some penalty issues, took it down the field, but couldn't cash in. Madeira moved the ball a little bit, both predictably, Indian Hill running the ball, Madeira throwing it. Indian Hill was able to score a touchdown, has a 7-0 lead, got the point after, as you know, which is a good bet for Indian Hill usually. And that's where we are. So 2:16 left in the first quarter. Indian Hill with a 1st and 10 on the Madeira 43.
And Ty Thornton with the substitution at the quarterback slot hands it off to John Mark Williams. Be tackled by a herd of Mustangs. Only a gain of 3. That'll bring up second down.
After the 40-yard line of Madeira. Second down.
Tonight, Jake, little different situation, some changes for both teams. Braves, of course, with their second home game, as we talked about in the first one, the new approach offensively, running the football. Been a great power team the first 3 weeks of the season. That won't change tonight. For Madeira, new coaching staff, as Chris Stewart takes over for Mike Schaefer, who is now coaching the middle school team to be with his kids.
And we'll see Thornton hand it off to Williams, getting pressure in the backfield, and a loss of 2. Nice tackle by Vinny Engler.
Yeah, since we did week 1, both teams 2-1 coming into the game. Indian Hill went on the road the next week and beat CHCA. Beat them pretty handily. And then last week had a disappointment with Aiken, but turned the page, had a great week of practice, and now we start league play. So Happy New Year.
And we'll see Thornton signaling for Bennett in motion. A little bit of an early snap from the movement from the defense, but Thornton hands it off to his big brother, Jalen. Looks like he might get that first down.
Yeah, Jalen with a few catches so far this year. Love to see that. If you're a DB, though, that's got to be tough duty.
Pushed him out for Madeira. And that is a first down.
And that'll be first down for the Braves.
Madeira so far this year has beaten Norwood in week 1, lost to Fort Laramie in week 2, which is a really good Division 5 team, and then beat Woodward last week.
And Thornton hands it off to Baylor. Only a gain of 3.
Yeah, Braves doing a good job running the football, but it's going to take some time to soften things up. Braves with a very big offensive line and an advantage in that area.
Yeah.
It's just going to take some time as we end the first quarter with the Braves up 7-0.
And Brian, if you haven't noticed, have you noticed that Demetrius Baylor changed his jersey from 1 to 33? I asked him why, and he said, I want to bring back the OG Demetrius.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, 33. I remember that freshman that was flying around the field and limited tight packages on defense and blitzing the quarterback. And now, obviously, as a senior, a lot more responsibility and a lot more facets of the game. He's pretty much involved in everything they do.
With the goal to raise $40,000 and have 40% class participation. Tonight they are pleased to present a check to the Indian Hill Foundation in care of Foundation President Andy Swallow and Executive Director Lori Kleinditz and Indian Hill School Superintendent Dr. Mark Miles. The check totals $56,000. $16,000 above their campaign goal. Represents contributions from over 50% of the class of 1978, exceeding their participation goals. The generosity will help future generations of students have the experience.
If you can't hear this over the PA, looks like tonight the class is 78 with a fundraiser presenting a check to Dr. Miles and Foundation head Andy Swallow for $56,000. So very productive night here at Tomahawk Stadium, one way or the other, Jake.
Oh, yeah. We'll see both teams take the field again for the start of the second quarter.
In case you're wondering, this first week of CHL play, the last time Madeira beat Indian Hill was in 2013 at Madeira.
Seems like a long time ago. And Dean with the keeper. And he'll get that first down for the Braves.
Yeah, Ty Thornton still, I believe, in the game for Indian Hill. A little bit of difficulty. One thing we've noticed here so far in the game with the snaps, the Braves get that worked out, I think, from a timing standpoint. Look for that run game to improve greatly. Yeah, elsewhere around the CHL tonight, Deer Park is at Reading. Deer Park's undefeated and running up and down the field about 500 yards a game.
And we'll see Thornton get tackled by a herd of Braves, or herd of Mustangs.
Yeah, let's see what this penalty is. Looks like a hold against the Braves, so we'll back it up a little bit. Deer Park, though, as we mentioned, just running up and down the field. I don't know if they're playing football or basketball, but they're doing a hell of a job. Wyoming is at Taylor tonight, so get a chance to see the Cowboys in action. Then Marymount is at Finneytown. Those are the games in the CHL on this first week of league play.
Not sure what happened to Dean for the Braves, but Thornton is still in. And Thornton hands it off to Williams.
Yeah, nice thing for this Braves team, not only the size up front, but two powerful running backs. We talked about Demetrius Baylor, and his numbers are off the charts. 10 yards a carry so far through 3 games coming into this one. And John Mark Williams, who is carrying the ball almost as often and doing a great job. I think one of them had 43 carries, the other 39. So both of them punishing backs, and over the course of the game, that'll take a toll.
And I got an interview with Coach Arcuri, and I asked him, what strengths does this team have this year? And he said, just the ability to rush the ball so much.
Yeah.
And then switching Baylor and John Williams in, it just makes the Braves so versatile.
Great job by Ty Thornton to buy time and be patient, hitting Luke Hammond for the first down, and the Braves will have it first and goal at the Madeira 8.
And Hammond's reception will set the Braves up for first and goal.
All right, I can do that.
And we'll see Thornton asking for the ball, hands it off to Williams. Williams brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Second down.
The other thing this approach has done, Jake, I think, is just made it a little easier to pass the ball. So much support up at the front to try to offset this power running game by Indian Hill. Not as much to worry about on the back end. So Dean and Thornton both beneficiaries of a pretty good scheme. Tonight we'll talk a little bit about that offensive line for the Braves and just how big those kids are.
And we'll see Thornton, big Jalen Thornton in motion, but Ty, the quarterback, getting pressured. And he'll be brought down by number 11, Vinny Englert, for a loss of 5.
Yeah, Vincent Engelhardt, the younger brother of Mary, one of the all-time greats, playing down at Pikesville right now, playing basketball.
And that'll be third and goal for the Braves offense.
Got a lot of two Megis kids on this team.
We'll see Thornton pass to Lopez. Lopez trying to gain some ground. But a nice tackle.
Yeah, Nolan Heron did a great job just to stay patient. Don't try to do too much. Don't lunge. If you can just buy some time until you get help. Did a great job there. Looks like we're going to have another field goal attempt by the Braves.
By Luke the Leg Lundberg.
Looks like this one will be from 32 yards.
Kick is up and good. Puts the Braves up 10-0.
Yeah, you like to see that. Nice and easy. Nice and easy approach. Let the foot do the work, just like they tell you. I know your dad always tells you, let the club do the work.
Oh, yeah.
So Braves do a nice job. Don't get in the way they'd like to, but nonetheless, take a 10-0 lead here. We mentioned the last time Madeira beat Indian Hill was 2013. Since that time, Madeira's had a couple of 500 seasons, a season or two under 500. But Mike Schaefer went out an overwhelming winner as Madeira football coach. He was 71-44 in his time.
Wow.
And did a terrific job. And on the Indian Hill sideline, of course, head coach Tony Arcuri, a one-time Madeira head coach.
Yeah.
And also Coach Masali, the head coach at Madeira. So a lot of bond between these two neighborhood rivals.
And we'll see Luke Lundberg's kick. A little low. Back to receive is Lee Migas, but he'll let that go back into the end zone.
Well, Madeira comes out looking at the splits. You can't come into a game more evenly balanced. Coming into the game, they'd thrown it 101 times and run it 102 times. So Madeira with terrific balance. The one thing you do notice that jumps out at you is Tyler Richmond, a senior quarterback, in on 69% of Madeira's plays through the first 3 games.
Second penalty has been called.
Tyler in the backfield, Jonathan Thiel's the primary ball carrier. And Lee Migas, whose brother Matt is their probably the best tackler on defense. Lee Migas with 13 catches and a couple of scores, and the aforementioned Vinny Engelhardt with 12 catches. Ryan Ham with a few catches and a few really big plays this year.
And Tyler Richmond, the Madeira quarterback, has been brought down by Alex Lindbergh. For a gain of 5, that'll bring up second down and 5.
Good situation for Madeira. That, I think, is the key for them. Make sure you're in second and something other than long yardage. Gives them a lot of options. We talked about their balance.
We'll see Ham in motion, Richmond to Ham. And he's gaining lots of yards. He will get the first down by almost taken down by Duke Weiler. But is brought down by number 44, Will Kleekamp.
Yeah, Kleekamp coming into this game with a bunch of tackles. 19 of them, I believe, if you can, statistic-wise. He might have actually more than that, but through the first 3 games. Picking up where he left off as a freshman last year.
We'll see Richmond get it back to Vinny Englert. And a gain of 5 again.
Yeah, Madeira are doing a good job of getting something positive early in the series. And Indian Hill's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Indian Hill.
Braves will call a timeout.
You know, Jake, a big difference a year makes in approach. Taking a look at Indian Hill statistically coming into this game, last year they ran it a little less than half the time, 48% of the time, and passed it 52%. Coming into this game, Indian Hill has really changed things up. The split this year, 117 runs and 32 passes coming into the game, 79% of the time running the football. So it's clear what they want to establish, and clearly the personnel suits that very well. They're averaging almost 7 yards a carry with 10 touchdowns. They've put the ball on the ground a couple of times, but on the passing side, they're averaging 9 yards an attempt, 3 touchdowns, have not had a turnover to my knowledge. And again, I say that because stats, are what they are at this level. But Indian Hill playing a pretty clean first 3 games. A little difficulty last week with Aiken in that regard, but that's an odd one. You play on a Friday night down at their place, it gets flooded. You come back, change venue, and play here at home with the lead going in to that second half, and gave it up.
And we'll see the Mustangs in motion as Richmond asks for the ball, drops back, looking for number 11, Vinny Englert. He's clear. But low Lopez comes right up behind him and takes him down just short of the goal line.
Well, great play call and an excellent delivery. Excellent delivery by the quarterback, senior Tyler Richmond. Put that right on the money. And Engelhardt, before mentioned, running up the seam. It'll be first and goal for the Mustangs.
And it'll be first and goal for the Stangs.
Empty backfield.
We'll see Richmond. It'll be a pick by Trey Lopez, ending the Madeira Mustangs.
Well, looked like Trey Lopez took a little bit of a gamble and it paid off. I don't think Tyler Richmond saw him and trying to get the ball to the sideline. Steps in front.
Just came out of nowhere.
And the Braves will take over and get the ball out on their own 12-yard line.
And Lopez ending the Madeira Mustangs goal line drive.
That's a tough one for Madeira after driving. They did a great job to get that ball down the field. They had one big play, but they had a lot of good positive yardage plays that preceded it. Give you the sense that they've got a consistent offense.
And we'll see Dean hand it off to Baylor again. A gain of about 3.
Yeah, Madeira doing a nice job getting these Indian Hill backs to kind of go side to side a little bit. Neutralize some of the advantage of size and strength. Number 66 in the middle for Madeira, Eric Hoeffel. Fantastic three-point shooter for Mustangs basketball team in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
And a great teammate.
And we'll see Baylor.
Boy, he runs hard, doesn't he, Jake?
Braves not having as much of an opening as they wanted to, especially in the middle with their running.
Yeah, number 59, Matt Meegis in there, and I can tell you, whether it was Mason Rogers over at Wyoming or it was his older brother, Jacob Meegis, boy, I tell you, those are two kids. If you've got a son playing football, you like to see them graduate.
Yes.
Jake Meegis was all over the place and always about 100 miles an hour when he was getting there.
And we'll see an offsides with the Madeira defense. That'll cost him some yardage.
Braves a beneficiary of a 5-yard penalty on 3rd and 5 to get a first down.
And that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Braves.
Cole Dean back in at quarterback.
We'll see Dean look to Lopez again. They'll go right through his hands.
Good presence of mind by Trey Lopez to go back and cover that up in case it was ruled at lateral. Braves with difficulty on the exchange so far tonight. It's, from a timing standpoint, affecting them. I'm sure they'll get that worked out. Hey, we had some technical difficulties early on, didn't we?
We'll see Dean hand it off to Baylor, or Williams, and a gain of about 4.
John Mark Williams on the carry. Out to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, I can't tell you what this means for these guys to be able to take a breather, come back in the game 100% full strength. And
I just feel bad for the defense.
You really have to. I mean, because you know that Matt Meegis is going to be meeting those guys all night. And he's going to be doing it every time, and they're going to be doing it half the time.
See Dean look to Lopez again. And that will be a first down.
Reception. Out about the 35-yard line before going out of bounds. That's a first down, Braves.
Yeah, that's a great play. You're going to get something like what they got there, but there's always a potential with Trey Lopez that it's going to turn into much more. Or Charlie DeGennaro.
And we'll see Williams come out as Thornton comes back in. We'll see Dean hand it off to Williams again, and it looks like he will lose about 3 yards.
Yeah, kind of took that a little deep. Didn't give Jalen Thornton an opportunity to block for him. Like the look of that, though. Jalen Thornton with 3 or 4 steps as he enters that line.
We'll see Lopez take a breather as Bennett in. We'll see Dean in the shotgun formation, drops back, look to his right. See lots of pressure, just a little high for Bennett. Following lots of contact after the play.
Yeah, great job by the Mustangs. First to put pressure and make Dean not just roll out, but sprint. And then great coverage as well to contest and to knock him down. Yeah, we talk about these negative plays and what they can do. I mean, 3rd and 12, as good as this Braves offense is, that's not where they want to be.
And another low snap. But Dean takes it up and he will lose a little more yards. Snaps have been considerably low recently, especially in the past few games.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, with all the bad weather that we had last week, this week we've got really good weather. And speaking of which, not sure if any grandparents are down in the Carolinas watching this game, but I just want to say we're thinking about you with all the rain out there. We had, I think, 3 inches of rain last week, and it rained solid all weekend. I can't imagine what 20 or 30 looks like.
Person's punt. Fair caught by Magos.
Yeah, Lee Megis with the fair catch.
Mid-American gunite tools and tool service Inc. proudly designed and installed in services.
Looking through at this roster of Mustangs, I see Lucas Cedillo. Nick Cedillo could fly.
Oh, yeah.
He could fly. Quite a few of these guys, too, played on that Madeira's Final Four baseball team.
We'll see Lee Megas with the carry.
Magos on the reception, tackled quickly by John Mark Williams.
We'll start that with the quarterback Tyler Richmond, who is a tremendous catcher for that Final Four baseball team. Meech's boys in the outfield. Good thing we're playing football tonight.
Yes. Yes. We'll see Richmond looking to his left. And a low hit by Lopez. Vinny Engler with the reception and a gain of 4.
Yeah, great close by Lopez and great toughness by Engelhardt. That ball was in the air for quite a while, and he knew he was going to take a shot.
45-yard line.
And 3rd down for the Mustangs.
Once again, Madeira in a manageable down and distance. 3rd and 5. We've seen that quite a bit tonight.
Not sure what's going on.
Sure, the officials go over to confer with the umpire, or I'm sorry, with the field manager here. Not sure what was going on. Yeah, whatever it was, looks like it got worked out. And here we go, 3rd and 5.
Not sure what that pause of play was about. We'll see Richmond looking long. No good. but it looks like Lopez might get a pass interference. Pardon me, Charlie De Janeiro.
Yeah, there was contact. I think we'll keep things alive here for the Mustangs. They're going to get the ball all the way down at the Indian Hill 40 with 1:25 left in this half.
We'll see Richmond back to Englert again. Oh, and the ball got loose.
Ball complete with Eddie Englert. Tackled.
But it looks like he might have had it. He might have been down.
Yeah, I think they ruled him down, and once again, another positive yardage play from Madeira on first down, putting them into a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6.
And it looks like Madeira will call a timeout with 1:09 left in the second.
Yep, can't take them with you. Might as well use it here. This would be a big change in this game. Should Madeira be able to get points on the board here going into the half. Did you stay up and watch that Bengal game last night?
What was that, Brian?
Did you stay up and watch the Bengals?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was great game. They started to slip a little bit, and I got a little nervous.
Well, I think you probably started getting nervous when you scored going into the half. And Madeira with an opportunity to do just the same.
Now they're saying Joe Mixon might need some surgery.
Really?
And they're trying to look at a second option.
Wow.
So hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah, they were a different team when he was in there last night.
Bengals still have that versatility with Giovanni Bernard as well.
Yeah. It's nice to have
you really
225 pounds, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
And they've got Eifert healthy. I mean, there's
Yeah, that'd be a shame. That'd be a big loss.
John Ross is still not getting as many snaps as I think he wants. Yeah, the Bengals, if they keep looking healthy, they can easily beat their next 2 road games against Carolina and Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, so you saw John Ross last night? Was he there?
Oh, yeah.
I think that check cleared. That we know. Well, coming out of the timeout, looks like the officials conferencing at the 35-yard line.
It looks like they had some time put back on the clock.
So right now we're sitting at 1:17. Plenty of time. Madeira with 2 timeouts left. Particularly the way they like to throw the ball, and Indian Hill with a good test here to end the half.
And we'll see Migas in motion. Richmond drops back and looks for Englert again, but a great tackle by Demetrius Baylor.
Yeah, Engelhardt doing a great job just finding space, and another on-the-target throw by Richmond.
Oh, yeah. And that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Mustang offense. We'll see Tyler Richmond in the shotgun formation. Gives it to Englert again. Can see the light of day of the touchdown, but it's brought down by De Janeiro again. And another flag called.
Yeah,
might have been a face mask.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be, and it's probably going to cost the Braves about a yard, half the distance. But nonetheless,
still got to respect the aggression.
Madeira with both now a chance to get points on the board and get this clock down to nothing as we head into the end of the first half.
And 1st and goal for the Mustang offense.
1st and goal from the 1.
Looks like he's going to try to weasel in. And the Mustangs score. Get their first points of the game.
Yeah, Tyler Richmond doing a great job all the way down the field. Did on the previous drive, too. Had that little miscue with the interception, but has shown they can move the ball against this Braves defense. Plus, he's got the gold on the bottom of the shoes.
And we'll see Jack Hanley's kick is up and good for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Madeira in an interesting situation as far as the kicking game is concerned. You got Hanley who just hit that extra point. I know their soccer team, I think, plays 3 times this week. Ryan Lionheart, also a very good kicker. They've got 2 of them, who is also a soccer player, kind of like our guy.
Oh, yeah. .44 seconds left in the second. Braves up 3, 10-7.
Yeah, it's been a while since the Braves have been tested like this in this series, but fantastic game that we have here tonight. And as we go toward the end of the first half, you know, coming off last week's game against Aiken, I know this Braves team is going to get tested mentally.
That's for sure.
Defensively, you have to find some answers on matchups. Guys just running free in that secondary, and I'm sure they'll figure it out at the half.
And we'll see Baylor and Williams back to receive. But Will Kleekamp ends up catching the ball.
Yeah, great job to stay with it by Will Kleekamp, because that can change things. You know, falling back, making that play, if that ball bounces off him and Madeira recovers, plenty of time to get back in the end zone, take the lead. So great job by Will Kleekamp to cover that up.
Braves offense will take the field. Looking to make something happen with 43 seconds left.
From the 19-yard line. First down.
We'll see Dean in the shotgun formation with Williams on his right. Dean looking to Lopez again, another hard hit. Tackled by number 33, Connor Fajak.
Yeah, Fajak doing a nice job. As we talked about, anytime you get Lopez out there in space, you know, you got the potential for the ball going the other all the way. So great job, and they have done a good job all night in that regard. Interesting, Indian Hill not looking to get into the half, not looking to run this clock out.
Yeah,
I think,
that's for sure.
Take a couple of shots like that are not real high-risk plays and see what happens. It'd be interesting if they get to midfield to see how things change, and maybe they would take a little bit more risk. 34 seconds left, though, here in this first half.
See if the Braves can get a quick field goal or maybe even a touchdown. To really put some space between them and the Mustangs.
Stop by on Miami. Get your free coaster.
And Dean drops back. Nice reception.
Yeah, Luke
Reception by
Hammond.
Luke Hammond.
Yeah, Luke Hammond on the sideline, great hands and a big target. You know, of all these Indian Hill receivers this year, Luke Hammond's an easy guy to spot, good hands.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Braves. Still with 31 seconds left. Another low snap. And Lopez, the gain of none.
Holding pass, and Trey Lopez falls incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like Indian Hill looking for yards after the catch, not necessarily looking for catches downfield, obviously. We've seen with those routes, and probably a good call. Really good call. What you don't want to do here is you don't want to have to punt the football, and I don't think they'll get into that situation. I just don't think it's possible.
We'll see Dean receiving lots of pressure, but a big sack.
Having said that, it's like Madeira called time.
Number 70, Trey Cannett.
Being sacked in the backfield, Trey
board's telling us that Madeira had timeouts available to them. Boy, if I'm Madeira, I think I'd like to see Indian Hill have to punt before this half ends. Might be mistaken. Scoreboard's not always right. They may not have had any.
That's for sure.
But nonetheless, you can see the teams file off the field, and a pep in the step of the Madeira Mustangs and their coaching staff as they run to the locker room. I think Indian Hill looking forward to getting in there, and I can't wait to see how they come out in this second half. Got a feeling they're going to be all business.
And closing the first half, Braves up 10-7. I'm Jake Summerall, joining with me, Brian Shaw, and we'll be back after the half.
Where should I take him? Just out on the track, but wait for a little bit until they're gone. And leave yourself some slack out there, like about 10 feet, just around the other side of the track. Don't go across the track. Like down there? Down there?
Yeah, that tent that was on the sideline, apparently it was one of the doctor's tents. Like, of all the times here, it's like, hey, that tent we have, like, it's Friday night. It's been out there all week, so.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's performance of the award-winning Madeira Marching Mustangs competition show, Giants. Our soloists include saxophonist Ben Fisk, mellophonist Andrew Whitson, trombonist Michael Alloy, baritonist Ed Smith, and tubist Joseph Kirby. Sophia Dominic, Mary Beth Greers, and Isabel Powis are the featured guard soloists. Our field commander is Maddie Califoot. The show's music is Colossus by Robert Sloan, Giant in the Sky by Stephen Sondheim, Creep by Radiohead, and The Battle by Robert Sloan and Rick Adams. The staff of the Marching Mustangs includes percussion assistants Anthony Beasley and Logan Moriarty. Head percussion instructor is Rick Adams. The Madeira Guard is led by Guard Instructor Taylor Evans. Laura Cronk is our student teacher. Mr. Wesley Wood is the assistant band director. Mrs. Lori Adams is the head band director of the Marching Mustangs. Tomorrow, the band travels to Holland, Ohio for our first OMEA competition. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the 2018 Madeira Marching Mustangs.
Dylan? Now what I need you to do is start backing this up and get it in closer to the door.
Okay.
Just don't bump any of this stuff. Yes, I could. Here, I'll tell you what, leave it there. Let's just pass it. Let's try and see. Move it over.
What do you mean I'll move it over?
Lift up your table.
All right.
Up.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the 2018 Madeira Marching Mustangs.
Hey, kick off return. Front line, just the front line. On tree. Come here. Hey, kick off. Hey, Vanilla, come here. Kick off return. Yes, line on return. On tree. Hey. Stay right here. All men. Go. One top singer.
And now, please welcome to the field your 2018 Braves Marching Band, under the direction of drum major Gabrielle Dyer. The Braves Marching Band will be performing their program Stained Glass, featuring some of classical music's greatest composers, Bach, Mozart, and Verdi. This weekend, the Braves Marching Band returns to competition at the Campbell County Invitation. Drum major, is your band ready? Braves Marching Band, you may take the field in exhibition.
All right, so now we use power. I'll go ahead and plug that up.
The headsets are still. We've received. The other guy who was up there working with me, his theory is that it could have been a storm because that HDMI converter, SDI to HDMI, it could be shot when the monitor isn't working, which could have also messed up the converter that was on the camera and the boxes for the mics.
Not the most efficient way, but yeah, it's done. So there should be power on that. I'll go check the power strip.
Hook the leg Lumber's kick. Returned by Manu. Out to the 18-yard line. Madeira start. First and 10. Cole Warburg on the tackle for the Braves.
Maggie, can we come over? Okay.
Going from that into this, into this, into there. Yeah, it could be too long. But
What's the max length of the
300
SDI?
feet.
Tyler Richmond on the left side. Move the chains for Mustangs first down.
Yeah. So this week's the loss.
Mark Williams.
Yeah, one of the things I think Madeira's done a good job of is blocking downfield. Really getting connected with Indian Hill defenders. So give them credit. That's one of the rare occurrences we've seen on a first down play where they get behind the chains.
And Richmond drops back, looking for Migas again. Charlie DeGenero misses the tackle. And another tackle, he breaks free, but is pushed out of bounds by number 44, Will Kleekamp.
Yeah, Madeira, coming into this game tonight, you thought that where their opportunity might lie is getting their wide receivers matched up with DBs in space. Obviously, that works for any team, but very difficult to get into some of these guys like Oaks and Thornton and Hankin and Kleekamp and the strength of that Indian Hill defense. John Mark Williams, Demetrius Baylor. But if you can get out on the edge a little bit and get guys, it's tough to make plays out there. And Madeira's done a great job of it. And the quarterback really doing a nice job of getting rid of the ball quickly and being on target. That's what senior leadership's all about.
For sure. We'll see a timeout being called. 10 minutes left in the third.
We could look back at this season, Jake. I don't want to overstate it, but you might look back at this season and say, how did the Braves come out in the second half of this game? In this first 5 minutes or so of the second half might have a lot to do with how the rest of the season goes for them.
Can make all the difference.
Yeah, I hate to put that kind of pressure on it. Obviously, they're down there, we're up here, but I think it's time for them to play ball.
All your landscape needs, contact Rathford.
Sky's the limit for this team. Just have to do it.
All about execution.
Working harder working.
Got an update from Rob Young saying that Wyoming up at Taylor 41-0 at the half.
Oof.
One thing you know about Wyoming, they win games they're supposed to win.
And we'll see Cor Warburg with the sack.
At the half, Reading 29, Deer Park 14. Two things about that obviously stand out. One, Reading, you never know what you're going to get.
Never.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Indian Hill might be there next week. The other thing, Deer Park, who we played in the first 3 weeks, that starts to show up right now too.
We'll see Richmond looking long to number 3, Ryan Ham, but just overthrew it.
But nonetheless, Deer Park running up and down the field this year. Love to see that. Very exciting style of play.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 13 for the Mustang offense. Some
other games around town tonight we'll talk about here in a minute.
And Tyler Richmond signaling Migas in motion. Looks longer for number 11, Vinny Englert. Just overthrew it again, forcing a 4th down.
Yeah, good coverage out there. Really good coverage by the Braves. Tonight we've got Anderson at Kings. That ought to be a good one. Bacon at Alter and Baden at Fenwick. That Baden-Fenwick game, interesting to Braves fans for Division 4. Madeira. We'll see what they choose to do here. Indian Hill calls the timeout. So I'm not sure how many that's been on defense. I think that's the second one I can remember on defense tonight for the Braves. Second time out on defense. St. X at Cathedral. And tomorrow, if you don't have anything to do, Jake, at 4 o'clock, St. Ed's is at Elder.
Oh, that'll be a great game.
I think it'll be a great game, and those games have a way of being high-scoring, like down-to-the-wire type games. So, that ought to be a lot of fun.
Elder just has. Have you ever been to the pit?
I have.
It is so just different, and you just feel like you're stepping into this monster of a stadium.
Yeah, matter of fact,
it's just crazy.
When Colin was a freshman, they played Madeira here on a Thursday night, and we went over on Friday night, saw St. X play at Elder.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Saw Justin Hilliard flying around, and thank God my son wasn't facing Justin Hilliard.
There's just no stadium
wouldn't want to
like
hear
it.
that, but as a dad, boy, I tell you, that was rough. That was rough over there. So Madeira comes out of that Indian Hill timeout and decides to kick the ball.
Richmond punts the ball.
We'll see the quarterback.
I was going to say
end up punting the ball.
He did what he should do: get all the way down and then walk it back up. I think he might be walking a little too far, but where he started, I thought,
Braves will start on their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, I think he might be off a little bit on that one, but we'll take it.
I don't see any lights to light up, so see if you got any input.
Of course, he has a lot better look at it from there than we do from here.
Yeah. And we'll see Dean in the I formation. Baylor in motion to his right. And back to his left. And Dean keeps it for himself. Looks like it'll be a gain of none.
Holding on the keeper back close to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down. Eric Hofer on the tackle for Madeira.
Yeah, we called Hoffel's name quite a bit tonight. Good athlete.
See Dean looking for Lindbergh.
Boy.
Oh, and the ball went loose.
You know, you see that play, and obviously we're thinking about yardage and ball security and things of that nature, but Jalen Thornton in space, I've never seen a kid at that age that
just a tank
run out in space and get their hands on smaller people and push them. Amazing. Amazing the way he stalks people. I mean, it just, on that play, we saw it right there. If they had other guys that could do that, those would be 30, 40, 50-yard plays.
We'll see Dean hand it off to Baylor. Mustangs just swallow him up. That'll force a 4th down for the Braves. Logan Person takes the field.
Yeah, and the longer this goes on your home field, I think mentally, the tougher this gets, and for the other side, I think the more exciting this gets.
Rather high punt.
Yeah, I want everybody to get out of the way.
Parsons punt.
And the Mustang offense will take the field.
Yeah, it's pretty good field position. They've had it worse tonight.
Yeah.
Being out at the 33.
Jeff Weiler Automotive with 7,000 vehicles in one location. Start your car shopping at Weiler.com.
A score update alter, not sure where this is, probably early third quarter, up 21-14 against Roger Bacon. Tells you a little bit about both teams. Alter, of course, being bumped up to Division III. Bacon still with Indian Hill in Division IV.
We'll see Tyler Richmond dropping back, looking for Englert just a little high.
Yeah, still, getting pretty much what they want on first down. Off target with that throw uncharacteristically, but still, it was there.
We'll see Richmond running up the middle, but is tackled immediately by Will Kleekamp.
Yeah, showing them a little something different. I think going to make them respect that. Might be the kind of thing that helps Madeira going forward. Even so, gain of 4, put them into a more manageable 3rd and 6. Baylor showing blitz.
And Richmond receiving lots of pressure from Jalen Thornton. What a tackle.
Yeah, at some point, you have to think he's going to make his way in there and disrupt things, and did exactly that. So Braves will get the ball back, and big pick-me-up by Thornton to get them off the field and get that offense back out there and see if they can get some points, turn the momentum in this game.
And a blocked punt, but a penalty has been thrown.
Yeah, Braves have substitution issues, and coach is going to be upset about that regardless, but particularly when you get an opportunity like that to have a big play in the ball game and it gets negated. Had confusion as to who was going to be out there, and Braves actually wanted to have one player out for another, sent the guy out. The player being substituted didn't come out, stayed on the field, and then we had both of them out there. So tough break for the Braves.
There's Madeira up 5 yards, still 4th down.
Good news is it didn't compound, and it wasn't within 5 yards to give Madeira a first down. But nonetheless, unless Trey Lopez is able to run this back, a big change in field position.
We'll see. Negus with
Almost
the punt.
got that one.
Yes, very close.
Yeah. That turned out to be a pretty good punt.
Madeira's punt is in the Braves territory, just past
So they're going to pin the Braves inside their own 30.
First down.
They'll take that. Madeira will take that. No question.
That's for sure.
Braves would have had the ball, I forget where it was, somewhere around the 15-yard line of Madeira. So big change in field position with the penalty. This offensive line, we've been talking about it quite a bit, but put some names with some numbers and just give you a sense of the size of this offensive line and how unusual it is for Indian Hill's football program.
We'll see Demetrius Baylor might have stepped out a little short of that first down.
Yeah, Braves with a chance, early in the game to establish that run and stay with it and wear this Madeira team down. I really think now that we've got, under 7 minutes in the third quarter, Indian Hill still with a chance to establish it, but I think Madeira's going to hold up physically. Just not enough time in the game.
And Baylor with the first down conversion. 1st and 10 for the Braves. Lopez in motion. Dean hands it off to Lopez and is brought down hard. Number 59, Matt Megas.
Yeah, Matt Megas playing the game the way his older brother played the game. And just a terrific track down of a very speedy runner in Trey Lopez. But that line, we were talking about that. Chris Hooten, 5'10", 250 pounds. Matthew Breedis, 6'1", 255. Of course, Joe Oakes coming in about 6'4", 265 pounds.
We'll see Dean hand it off to Baylor. Lots of pressure with a nice stiff arm. And another high hit by Nick Schroeder.
Yeah, once again, though, you see the Indian Hill running backs going east-west quite a bit. And I know with this team and what we're talking about right now with the size of this team, that wasn't exactly the way they probably looked at things coming in. Charlie Lindbergh, the center, at 5'10", 225, the lightest guy on the team, but that's where you would want him, at center.
We'll see Dean in shotgun formation with Williams on his left. Osher Hughes in motion. Dean drops back, looking for Bennett. It looks like he might have hit the ground before he caught it.
Yeah.
Bennett falls incomplete. Brings the 4th down.
We'll see Person with the punt. Great punt. Back to receive. Vinny Englert again.
Yep.
But a flag will be thrown.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be going the opposite direction a little bit here. Madeira's going to be penalized for a block in the back. So many moving parts on that play. So hard to square up on guys. So here in this second half, both teams, defense holding up, getting off the field. Both teams with multiple opportunities, and so far no damage on either side, but really nothing established either. See if we can get some more pressure here as Braves, back of this Braves defense could use a little bailout here.
We'll see Richmond with the keeper. Brought down by Will Kleekamp.
Flag down.
By Jack Hankin.
Yeah, Jack Hankin just flying off that line in pursuit. Impressive play right there, and it's going to be penalty on Madeira holding, so we'll back it up even further. Now starting to see a few times in this second half where Madeira, who had been so clean in the first half and had gotten positive plays on first down, not always the case here in the second half. Opportunistic time for the Braves defense potentially to create a turnover.
Nice tackle by Will Kleekamp. course, is third down. Second down. We'll see Ham in motion. Richmond to Ham.
Yeah, Braves with plenty of defenders over there and a little bobble on the catch, which took some timing out of it. And see what Madeira decides to do here. Back inside its own 15 and 3rd and 18. Great opportunity for the Braves to maybe turn them over if Madeira tries to do too much.
3rd and 18. And a big sack by Demetrius Baylor.
Yeah, Demetrius Baylor unaccounted for, and that's a tough play for a quarterback.
Just short of a safety.
Yeah, and, you look at where they're now going to snap the ball. That punter's going to have his feet on that back line. So with the snaps that you see sometimes in high school football, I mean, this could be trouble. And if he does get it out, Lopez with a great opportunity to get it down tight.
And a low punt.
Or De Janeiro, I should say. Well, I tell you what, that's twice in a row he's used that kind of a punt to change field position. I mean, getting that ball out to the 50, that's a heck of a job. Give credit to Madeira and the special teams. Twice in this, I wouldn't say it's necessarily flipping the field, but close to it. Twice in the second half, Madeira able to do that. Hard to believe, 3:45 left in this third quarter, and this game has stayed 3-point game. Nobody able to
gain some ground.
Yeah, things haven't changed. Braves trying to get something established on offense.
And Dean hands it off to Williams. Going towards the sideline, only a gain of 2.
One thing Madeira's gotten established is having us go to the sideline. Our backs quite a bit tonight going to the sideline. Madeira, a big part of that.
Braves getting in formation. 2nd and 7. Dean in I formation. Dean hands it off to Williams, already receiving pressure. Looks like he might get that first down.
Yeah, Williams doing an excellent job individually, just getting to the edge. Good snap on that one. Gave him the timing necessary to get out there.
Brings up 3rd and short.
See Dean looking for Lopez again.
Yeah, looks like he's got it.
Crosses the 40-yard line.
Looks like they're going to move those chains for a 1st and 10.
Yeah, I hate to overstate it. I mean, Braves good football team, and they're going to get a lot of first downs, but that was a big first down.
Yes.
Give them a new set. Maybe get that run game pounding. Get down here, get some points on the board.
See Dean dropping back.
It's just really tough
Trying
right
to look
now.
for Luke Hammond, but a flag will be thrown.
Yeah, right now, Cole Dean is picking the ball up off the ground pretty regularly, and I think he's a little frustration. You can see him look to the sidelines, and tough spot for the Braves. And that's probably, more of a mental thing at this point. But this Braves team has been so good on exchange. Think about it from the standpoint of extra points. When you convert an unbelievable, whatever it was before the streak was broken at CHCA, 56, 57 in a row, whatever it was. That's not just a lot of good kicks, that's a lot of good exchange.
Yeah, we'll see the rest still talking things over following that previous play.
Looks like they're going to pick it up. Probably a good idea. Good job by the officials to conference, get it right, not impact the game. And right now, penalties, turnovers, big in this tight game.
We'll see Dean hand it off to Baylor, goes right up the middle, and he's got room. Demetrius just with so many yards after contact is just insane to think about.
Yeah, I think if you're on the Indian Hill sideline, you're saying that's what we've been looking for, and that's vertical. You know, that's going north-south. Big hole, great job by the offensive line to get him through clean, and then, of course, once he breaks that point of scrimmage, that line of scrimmage,
and
tough
we'll
to face
see
him.
The Braves in red zone territory.
Yeah, Baylor, when he gets through that initial line of scrimmage, able to do what he does best. Finish with power and speed. Real interested in the play calling. Tight field right here. Braves first down at about the 12. It's interesting to see what they decide to do, what they're committed to.
And Dean hands it up. Oh, loose ball.
Yeah, once
Baylor
again,
drops right on it.
Starts with Dean going down to pick the ball up off the turf, which affects the timing on the handoff, and then, you know, you got trouble from there. Thankfully, the Braves able to get on it, but you do start with a 5-yard loss. Might not be a bad idea here. I like what the Braves do. They make an adjustment and go under center.
And Dean hands it off to Williams.
Yep. Takes away a little bit of what the Braves would like to do, as we've got a penalty. We'll see what that's all about. Looks like it's going to go against the Braves here. But takes away a little bit of what the Braves want to do with that space back there. But nonetheless, at least you can start things and work together and play better together with the timing if you've got that clean exchange to start things.
Personal foul called on the Braves.
Oh, that's big.
That's going to hurt.
Personal foul. 15 yards against the Braves, and yeah, that changes quite a bit. Braves just starting to be able to run the football. Obviously, this changes play calling a little bit here. Braves need to get all the way to the 3-yard line for a first down, and they're going to be out at the 30. So we're going to have a 3rd and 27.
We'll see Dean signaling Osterhus in motion. Receiving a little bit of pressure, gets it off in time, but another flag. But there's an interception.
Yep. Not sure what the flag's going to be, but good chance it's holding, and that turnover is going to stand. We'll see. Yeah, in fact, it was holding. Of course, that's going to be declined, and Madeira has a football down at the 18-yard line. Yeah, you take a look at that first play where you lose 5, first down, and 10, from about the 12, you lose 5 on the first one, and then, of course, the personal foul, another 15, puts you in a position where you might have to try to do too much. Get away from your plan a little bit. So Indian Hill defense really need them to make some plays here.
We'll see Richmond receiving lots of pressure from Jalen Thornton.
Yeah, Jack Hankin doing a nice job too. Forcing Richmond to step up in the pocket. And once he starts moving without looking at receivers and without tucking the ball and running, Braves able to collapse.
Jack Hinken on the tackle. My apologies. We'll see Richmond looking for the play call.
No, I think you had it right. I'm just saying Hankin forced that action. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see Richmond dropping back. Looking for Austin Flint.
The Braves with a great chance to get off the field here, 3rd and 10.
Line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down.
You just get the sense that this game's going to come down to a big play. Big penalty, turnover, something like that.
And it'll be 3rd and 10. Clock running. Richmond drops back. Good coverage, just overthrew it. That'll force a 4th down for the Mustang offense.
Yeah, great job. I think that was Ty Thornton on the other side of the field. Hard to see. But great job just using that frame to run with him, using that sideline to his advantage to wedge the Madeira receiver in there, and really giving Richmond no place to put the ball. Boy, if you can run and you've got length, that makes play in that position a lot easier.
That's for sure.
The Braves again with their return man standing inside the 50. And once again,
let the ball roll.
Madeira with an excellent punt. A little unconventional, but boy, I tell you, really, really effective. It's kind of like your golf game, Jake, when you're, I don't know, 200 out and you hit that 3-wood and you just kind of run it into a hill or something and it pops up and rolls onto the green. I mean, that's kind of what we're seeing here with these punts. Excellent job. Well, Braves with another chance. You wonder how many of them are they going to get to put a little distance between themselves and the Mustangs.
22 seconds left in the 3rd. And we'll see Dean pitch it off to Demetrius Baylor. He's got some speed and looks like he might get that 1st down.
Yeah,
he will.
Love that pitch. I tell you, you know, when he gets into a 5-10 yard collision, boy, he's rough with the ball. I just love seeing him get ahead of steam and be able to use his given abilities. I mean, that's just tremendous. Well, it's going to take us, I think, well, no, we have one more because he stepped out. Last play, I think, of the, what's the pass play? Last play of the 3rd quarter.
Another pitch to Demetrius Baylor. A little shake and bake, nice block by Alex Lindbergh, and he'll step out again with 4 more seconds left in the 3rd.
Yeah, I really like that. You know, just the combination, it's very unusual in high school. I mean, I don't know what Demetrius weighs, 210, 215, something like that, and he runs really well. To see somebody with that kind of speed and power out in space, running with a full head of steam, that's a really hard thing to deal with. And Indian Hill putting Madeira in that position on consecutive plays, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Not just this game, I think in general.
Demetrius Baylor hyping up fans, following it down. Mustang. Can't quite make out who that is.
The other thing I like about it, it gives Baylor a chance to control the contact. You know, when he's running side to side, he's really not in control of how he finishes plays, but when he's running up the field like that, he gets a chance, and he had one there. He could do what he did, which was incredibly effective, but he could also decide to finish that play with contact on his terms. And I think as a running back for him, that's a really positive thing.
And we'll see Nolan Heron.
Yeah, great thing for Nolan, his family, and Madeira, because he's played a heck of a game tonight.
Both teams taking the field. Braves still have 4 seconds
Play of the Braves, first down from the Madeira 42-yard
to
line.
gain some more space against the Mustangs.
Just looking at some other scores. Clinton Massey up 33-0 at the half. New Richmond over Talawanda 21-3 at the half. Good news for the Braves. That was a good win in week 1.
And Dean in I formation. Hands it off to Williams. And that time will expire. Ending the third quarter, Braves still up 10-7. Both teams still haven't found any more space in between each other.
Yeah, this really reminiscent, I guess, of the Marymount game here last year.
Oh yeah,
where that stayed a 1-possession game the entire way, and nothing wrong with this. Braves doing a great job. I mean, on one hand, offensively like to score, but how about the Braves defense? Madeira came in scoring a lot of points and moving the ball up and down the field quite a bit. So Braves doing a great job in that regard. Alter still up 21-14 against Roger Bacon. Taft has put up 50 points tonight. So just thinking in terms of games we've seen so far this season and how they relate to each other, Wyoming with a 14-12 win over Taft. And you might say, wow, that was a little closer than we expected given our experience last year with Taft. But, 2 touchdowns for a team like Taft that can get up and down the field, that's pretty impressive for the CHL. Braves will be rooting quite a bit for New Richmond and Aiken as they go through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And CHCA, for that matter, I know CHCA isn't where they've been the last few years, but that's still a good win against a perennial program, perennial power.
See Dean looking for Lindbergh. Looks long for Lopez, and a pick. Lee Migas with the interception. And a flag will be thrown.
Yeah, I think the Braves thought they saw a tendency there that they could take advantage of. And Dean seemed very sure that that's where he wanted to go with the ball, but I think when he looked up, the pace of the play was so quick, the ball was out of his hand before he realized how many white shirts were down in that area. But that's something that they obviously saw previously.
With a block on the return call on Madeira, backs him up. Madeira starts from the 21-yard line.
And the Madeira offense will take the field. 1st and 10 on the Braves 21. And we'll see the quarterback, Tyler Richmond, keep it for a gain of about 3.
2nd down.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of that from Madeira here in the second half. Almost, hate to say it, I don't want to draw a conclusion like this, but, almost like they're tightening up a little bit, being a little conservative, keeping the ball in the hands of Richmond. Early in the game, he's just getting rid of it and facilitating the offense. Now he's becoming the offense.
And we'll see Richmond keep it again for another gain of 2. That'll force the 3rd down.
See if that makes things easier for the Braves. Really not taking advantage, too, of the areas that I think they were successful attacking out on the edge.
We'll see Richmond looking for a play. Asking for the ball, dropping back. Looks for Englert, and he will connect. Good tackle by Duke Weiler.
Boy, that's great job all the way around. Richmond standing tall in that pocket, doing a great job, and Engelhardt
Luke Wiley for the Braves.
getting to the sticks. Didn't pull up short on that and making a catch through contact. Big first down for Madeira.
And Richmond looking long. 33, Alex Kirkoran couldn't get a hand on it.
Yeah, surprised we didn't get some theatrics there. Looked like there was contact
That's for sure.
before the ball got there, and just kept running through and put his head down after the play. Didn't put any pressure on that ref to make a call. Interesting.
Lindbergh in on the coverage for the Braves.
And that'll force 2nd and 10 for the Mustang offense. Both teams have had their opportunities but just could not capitalize off of anything. That's what we've seen so far in this game.
Yeah, credit these defenses because a lot of heart. They just stepped up time after time here in the second half.
And Richmond will keep it for himself. And a gain of about 2.
Richmond on the keeper, crosses the 35-yard line.
That'll force another big 3rd down.
Right.
Third down.
Yeah, the difficulty here, Madeira with 3 good receivers. It's not like you're just trying to take away one guy.
Richmond receiving lots of pressure, but is taken down by Jalen Thornton.
Richmond's back in the backfield.
Yeah, the answer clearly tonight in this game and most games, pressure. You know, if Richmond doesn't have time to see people and make plays, it's impossible, regardless of how good you are. Braves doing a great job putting pressure. Well, let's see what Madeira's got here for this punt. Boy, the punts tonight have been unbelievable. Uh-oh.
And
he still can punt it if he wants. Oh.
He decided not to.
Yeah. Well,
Braves will have some great field position yet again.
When you're running for your life, Jake, I guess, you know, sometimes those instincts kick in, but a great job not to make that even more of a disaster. All night we've seen Madeira do such a great job of changing field position with the punt game. Unfortunate there with the snap, and Braves with a golden opportunity to put some distance between them and Madeira here.
And the Mustangs defense has lots of pressure on their shoulders. It would be ashamed if the Braves cannot capitalize off such a great opportunity to score.
You're ready to help in person, online, or on the phone. Huntington Bank.
Yeah, John Mark Williams in with Cole Dean.
We'll see Dean with the flick.
Yep.
Williams with a nice hit.
Yeah, going to have a penalty here. I think it's probably going to be against the Braves. But once again, you see with the pitch, when Williams or Baylor gets ahead of steam, I mean, the yards after contact were probably 6 or 7. You can do that when you're running up and down the field instead of side to side. That pitch really giving them the depth to be able to put the foot in the ground and go forward.
Holding on the Braves.
The Braves will be called for a holding.
Yeah. Unfortunate. You know, at that point in the play, you got the ball in the hands of a playmaker. You've got momentum. You've got a kid that's running downhill. Don't really need to do a whole lot more, but let that thing go. John Mark Williams in great shape given where he was to get yards on his own, and actually did so. Like we said, 6 yards after contact.
We'll see Dean hand it off. Keeps it for himself.
Boy, you can see the value of good snaps too. Snaps have been excellent on this drive. And the Braves able to get positive yards.
Flat on the tackle for Madeira.
8 minutes left still in the fourth. Second and 23 for the Braves offense. Not the position they prefer to be in. Another low snap. He keeps it for himself. Makes something out of nothing.
I love it.
Take that.
You know what? You got to give Cole Dean a tremendous amount of credit. Taking potential disaster and turning it into opportunity. Makes me laugh because I think in terms of youth football, you got guys that sit at work and dream up the perfect play all week, and sometimes the best play you get is a mishandled snap that gives a kid just room to make a play. And Cole Dean with one right there. Love it.
You see Dean flick it off to Baylor, and he will get the first down. Touchdown, Braves! Demetrius Baylor with the carry.
Jake, you do it enough times, and it's like anything else. An explosive athlete gets that many cracks at it, something is going to pop. The key to that play, Demetrius Baylor had a decision to make at about the 25 to continue running toward the sideline or put that right foot down and go forward. And he made a great decision and utilized all his abilities. And too much for the Mustangs right there.
And that'll bring out Luke the Leg Lundberg. And the kick is up and good.
Luke starting well into his second streak here. See if we can get another 50 or so in a row. Yeah, Demetrius Baylor doesn't average 10 yards a carry because he gets 10 yards every time he touches the ball. He averages 10 yards a carry because every once in a while that athletic ability, that combination of speed and power takes over and he breaks a big one. And it's just a matter of times, how many times you're going to tote it. And Braves doing a great job. Love that pitch game for him and for John Mark Williams.
And the Braves finally gained some more room against the Madeira Mustangs, 17-7.
Yeah, a little over 7 minutes left. Still a good ball game here, but you can kind of sense a little bit of a sigh of relief from the Braves faithful. And just as important, I think you can see it in that sideline. See guys feeling a little bit better about things.
It's better late than never.
Well, you know, you think about what they went through last week, this week in practice, the first half and the third quarter. That's a strain on you.
And we'll see Lee Megas return for the Mustangs.
I think if you see the Braves get off the field here and put another score up, I think you're going to see some guys celebrating like crazy. A lot of pent-up anxiety, frustration, you know, quite a bit. So good to see these Braves be themselves. Jake, looking to tomorrow, of course, Saturday's football day. Got the Buckeyes going out to Dallas to take on the Texas Christian University.
AT&T.
Yes, the Horned Frogs. And of course, the history between those two schools goes back almost 100 years when Ohio State stole their coach. Who you like in that one?
What was that, Brian?
Who do you like in that game?
I like Ohio State. I mean, obviously, but this game should not judge TCU's just good season so far. I mean,
Yeah.
two teams both nationally ranked.
Yeah.
But even with Ohio State beating TCU should not dread over that loss, playing one of the best football programs in the country.
Right. Yeah, tough, nice test for Ohio State. I mean, go on the road, obviously going to be their crowd down in Texas. Primetime game. Should be a lot of fun.
Especially in an NFL venue like that.
Yeah.
That'll make an incredible game.
Seems like half those Ohio State kids might be playing in that stadium someday.
Oh, and a great tackle by Demetrius Baylor. And a safety. Great job by Demetrius Baylor and Jalen Thornton.
Yep, we talked about it a minute ago as far as a pressure release. And, you know, in all phases of life, boy, when you feel like, you know, hey, when is this going to happen? When is my team going to play like my team? Well, I think we're seeing it right now. This thing stayed bottled up for quite a while, but Indian Hill showing its colors right now. Demetrius Baylor, just a unique athlete at the high school level.
Following the Braves' touchdown, rather, Luke the Leg Lundberg will make his third appearance. Oh, and they'll fake it. Lindbergh to cleat camp, but no good.
I tell you what, he looked pretty comfortable. He looked pretty comfortable making that play. Great athlete. Does so many things well for them. And we talked about it, you know, the extra point streak is incredibly impressive, and everybody looks to the kicker, and rightfully so, but the holder is a big part of that as well. Very good handling the football, no question about it.
Tonight's attendance for beautiful and historic Tomahawk Stadium, 9,907.
Well, this game, this score we're seeing right now, not representative of what's happened so far here tonight. And for Madeira, try to reestablish themselves and get control of this thing. To just be able to, you know, move the ball and finish strong here. Not let this thing get further out of hand.
That drive really put kick in the throat to the Mustangs. Hopefully they can bounce back and gain some more ground.
Yeah, this is one that could really get away from them and look a lot different tomorrow to people that weren't here and didn't see this game and how competitive it was.
Get the latest Braves athletic updates.
Still 6 minutes left in the fourth. Mustangs will pick the ball up at the 20.
Yeah, hats off to Indian Hill and Madeira, but Madeira coaching staff, what they've been able to do. This game, this series has not been competitive the last few years. And this is, I think, a pretty good version of Indian Hill football this year. And Madeira obviously has done some things to get their program strengthened, and it's just a much better situation for both teams when the games are more like what we saw through three quarters.
And we'll see Migas do a little throw back to the quarterback, but it'll be incomplete.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's hard to do everything. It's hard to throw a ball when you haven't thrown it all night and you got gloves on both hands, but that's I like that play. Had he been able to make the throw, I think that would have been a good one.
And Tyler Richmond drops back, receiving a little more pressure this time. Great hit by Demetrius Baylor.
Richmond on the keeper, tackle by Demetrius Baylor.
Yeah, this game, for some reason, you know, maybe 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, got to be a lot more about individual playmaking rather than distributing the ball. And I really felt like Madeira had an opportunity to put Indian Hill in a tough position. Had several offensive possessions, but really when it gets down to just individual playmaking, I think that goes in favor of Indian Hill, and that's exactly what's happened.
Following the last play, Tyler Richmond converted another first down. He's been keeping the ball quite a bit these last few drives. And Richmond looking long, just overthrew it.
Yeah, good coverage out there. Just get a number. So far away, can't tell who that is.
Intended for Ryan Ham, falls incomplete. John Mark Williams on the coverage for the Braves.
That was John Mark Williams. Nice job.
Pursued on the play by Jalen Thornton. Tackled by Will Kleekamp. Third down.
Well, Richmond with another great job getting the first down.
Up past the 45-yard line for Madeira, first down.
You can understand the confidence that Madeira's coaching staff places in him, obviously. Lopez, I tell you what, or I'm sorry, Charlie DeGennaro, you look at that as an old man and you think, man, had to pull something there. But Charlie DeGennaro getting ready to make a tackle and then all of a sudden thrust into duty as a potential interception. And nice adjustment.
And 16 receiving already pressure from Baylor, but scrambles to take it down by number 9, Alex Lindberg.
Boy, what a great job. Avoid the first of all, avoid the pressure from Demetrius Baylor on the edge, and then break tackles some pretty good Braves defenders. Gets them into a 3rd and 2.
And we'll see Richmond keep it yet again, and he will convert for another first down as the Mustangs continue to push up the field.
Yeah, very patient there. Impressive player. Madeira's going to win a lot of football games. There are going to be some good ones. That Madeira Marymount game, I think, is going to be a good one.
And Richmond looking for Lee Migas again. Just a little right.
Yeah, Lindberg with a great job. Again, these Braves DBs doing a nice job using the sideline to pin these Madeira wide receivers. It's interesting. This Mijas hits the wide receiver with a totally different type of game and type of athlete than his brothers.
And Richmond looking for Engler, put an interception by Ty Thornton. And that celebration has been cut short by a penalty.
Regardless of the call here, it looks like it's going to be a pass interference. I know that Mijas may not have intended by himself to go out of bounds, but he did. But regardless of that, just the freshman coming up, being physical and making a play on the ball and winning the battle. I'll take that every day. The Braves disappointed in the call, but got to be really, really enthused, that coaching staff, at the play of Ty Thornton.
Wow. And receiving pressure.
Wow.
Richmond gets it to 4. Jonathan Thiel with the carry.
How about the presence of Richmond to sit back there with everything going on, escape, and keep his eyes down the field? You know, he didn't immediately just run to daylight.
He kept his composure.
Really did.
See Richmond receiving pressure from Baylor, and he will be brought down.
Yeah, Baylor with the tackle, but Thornton taking on 2 blockers and clogging everything up.
There's a third down.
It's like they say, you know, if you can't open the gate to get out of the yard, the dog's eventually going to get you.
That's for sure.
Jalen Thornton keeping that gate shut.
And Richmond dropping back, receiving more pressure from Jack Hankins.
Yeah, these Indian Hill defenders now have one thing on their mind, and that's get to the quarterback.
Jack Hagen on the tackle for the Braves.
Just a little over 2 minutes left in this one.
4th down from the 25.
Jake, this was a very entertaining ball game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just looking forward to next week. Madeira will travel to Marymount, and I think that's going to be an excellent ball game.
And brought down by number 50, Charlie Lindbergh.
Sacked by Charlie Lindbergh with the Braves. The Braves take over on down. Touchdown, Braves.
Yeah, and Indian Hill next week will travel to Reading and see.
You never know what you're going to get with Reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
Don't know how good they are and don't know how well they'll play. But
it's always a toss-up with Reading.
That could be a lot of fun.
Let's hope we don't see that same team from 2015.
Well, hey, if we have that same game, I'll be happy. All-time classic, instant classic.
We'll see Baylor bobbing and weaving through the Madeira defense, and he'll be caught up, and he's taking it to the house. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Braves!
Well, one thing that I think is obvious in watching this game tonight, Demetrius Baylor obviously put in the work all through the spring and summer to get himself in a position where he has been a difference maker in the 4th quarter. You don't make a run like that if you haven't worked that whole period of time to put yourself in position to outrun everybody else on the football field. One other thing I think we saw on that I think deserves notice and mention is Luke Hammond making a block without holding somebody. You know, I mean, Demetrius needed a screen more than he needed somebody to hold somebody up, and Hammond did a great job in showing his hands to the official not to bring that one back.
And we'll see a flag following Luke, the leg Lundberg's
Switch over Lundberg to Luke
PAT.
Lundberg for the extra point. There's a flag down though.
Yeah, Demetrius Baylor with shades of Marcus Allen against my beloved Redskins in the Super Bowl down in Tampa. Hate to see that. Hate to see that. Brings back bad memories, but great individual effort.
Looks like they'll count Luke's PAT, making score 30-7 with 1:30 left in the 4th.
Boosters continue to provide our athletes
Yeah, this is a tape night for Demetrius Baylor. You know, you think about it, all that he has done here in this last really 10 minutes or so of this game. Got a couple of touchdown runs. You've got a sack and a fumble to set up a touchdown or lead to a touchdown. Recovery in the end zone. Demetrius Baylor just putting this team on his shoulders. And you know, those carries that John Mark Williams took throughout the game, I think puts Demetrius in position to have a little bit left in the tank to make a play like that.
Looks like Mustangs will pick it up. Brought down by a tribe of Braves.
With the leg kick. Taken back by Vinny England, tackled around the 20 by a tribe of Braves. Huge day tomorrow.
See the Braves defense
come out for all the soccer action.
Possibly come out for one more series in this game.
Both the boys and girls soccer.
Yeah, 1 minute 22 seconds left in this one. I think the Braves tonight gained some value from this and how to persevere and just stay with it. Eventually, you know, if you keep working, your talent, your preparation will all win out. But you just have to stay with it. And Braves did, and they ought to relish this one. And you know, for Madeira, I think they should have a lot of confidence going forward. They played a really good Braves football team and played them extremely well. This game could have gone either way. It won't look like that tomorrow, but that's the truth.
Madeira next weekend plays at Marymount, then they play Reading at home, and then they play Wyoming at home.
Jonathan Thiel on the carry.
Yeah, those games always seem to be good. Madeira, Marymount, Reading, take those three teams and mix them up, and you know, good opportunity for them to win a rivalry game.
We'll see number 4 for the Mustangs. Jonathan Thiel with the carry.
Yeah, Thiel, not a lot of touches tonight, but he's the guy that's carried the rock for him the rest of the season so far, these first 3 games. Nice run there.
And Thiel with another carry. Nice spin move. Gainsley's 5 yards past the first down marker.
Thiel's build, I mean, just hard to get arms around him, you know, hard to grab onto. And that's a dimension I think in that third quarter could have been really useful for Madeira.
His size reminds me of a lot of Bacon's running back,
Yeah.
Corey Kiner.
Right.
Boys, he's had an explosive sophomore year.
Yeah. Yeah, incredibly special as a freshman, and
he's already gotten offers from UK.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember the other schools, but
and he's probably
some significant D1 schools.
25, 30 carry guy. He's built for it.
And clock will expire. Braves win.
Jake, this is probably the coach's dream. You win a game that you should win. You win a game that you need to win. You win a rivalry game. Everybody's happy. But you got plenty of tape to talk about tomorrow morning, and plenty to do to get better as a team going forward.
And this one belongs to the Braves. Braves win 30-7. Signing off from Tomahawk Stadium, I'm Jake Summerall. Joining with me, Brian Shaw. Thank you for tuning in. And good night.
Exclusive. Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.
Off the field, celebrate the Braves.